Hello and welcome to Saturday Night Crafting. I've got a really fun quick one for you tonight. I haven't been spending much time on my crafting. I've been hanging out with lots of family over the holiday season, but I did get some new paints in my stash and I wanted to have a go with them and make a fun card. So that's what we're doing tonight. Now these are some fun metallic paints that are from Amazon, but if you've got distress oxides, these will work well as well. Anything that will go on black cardstock and kind of pop off will work nicely. Alternatively, just use white cardstock if you haven't got black, or anything that will stand up on it. But I obviously went ahead and did a swatch test right before my video to play with all the colors and have a look at what they looked like on black and white. I was really pleasantly surprised to see when I did my little rub test that none of the mica powder rubbed off, because sometimes with some of the metallic paints you can get the mica powder coming off onto your fingers, but in this case they didn't. Now I loved the way that these looked on black cardstock, which is why I decided to go with black tonight. And for my project, I really wanted to get as many colors as I could kind of on my cards. So that's where I thought I would come in with this Catherine Pooler background die. So any die, like kind of big die that's got lots of nice shapes in it, you can use. Alternatively, you could just cut some shapes out of regular cardstock with regular dies if that's all you've got. But this one here is 5.5 by 4.25. So the sort of North American card size. So I cut my card base to be a top folding note card with those measurements exactly. And I went ahead and die cut out 3 die cuts out of that black cardstock. I'm going to stick just one down to start. So that's going to be kind of like my little template, my little stencil. And all I'm going to do is kind of color in those squares. Now I picked out one color of each from the rainbow order, and then I'm just kind of following the rainbow order as I paint them down. And I'm counting my squares because I decided that this is getting a bit silly now, trying to do each color one at a time. So I decided to do all the colors in one go. So I kind of did all the yellows and then all the blues, but I needed to count out my spaces to make sure it fit. Now the nice thing about using a die cut like this is that you don't have to be tidy. It can get as messy as it needs to be because we're going to cover it up. So you can see here it is not tidy, it is not neat, and that does not matter at all. You're just going to take your other 2 layers and stick them straight on top of that one and cover up all that mess and then kind of give a bit of dimension to that card. So it looks really cool once they're all stacked up because that color is really popped down behind. Now I wanted some die cuts and I wanted to kind of go with this shiny theme, so I grabbed the white from this set of colors and painted it onto some cardstock. I don't know if you've noticed the palette size of these, but I don't know what size these are, but they are ginormous. They're probably 3 times the size of a like sort of large or normal half pan. I think they're called half pans. Yeah. So they're like 3 times that size at least. They're massive. They're going to last me a long time. But they are giant and they pop out the case really nice and easily. So I can just pop them on my desk and use the colors I need. Now I'm using my favorite Trinity stamps, Happy and Birthday set, the dies and stamps, as well as this frame set from Craftelier. This die frame set is really cute. It comes with, I think, 6 dies and it just cuts a frame. So you don't have to worry about lining up 2 dies together to make a frame. It just cuts a frame for you. So it's quite handy having in my stash. And then I've got these leaves, which are from Paper Rose, and I'm going to go ahead and die cut those out of that little panel we made. Now I'm taking the Happy stamps, which match with my Happy die that I just cut out. It handily comes with the word birthday, so I'm using the pink and Maine dies and cutting out a little birthday sentiment to pop with that little Happy die cut that I've just created. So I'm going to go ahead and stamp down the birthday right in the center of that die cut, and then I can go ahead and place it onto my card once I start assembling it. So I'm going to stick down my frame first because I want that to be in the background of everything. So I'm going to pop some glue on that, and it's not level because we've got the dimension from those die cuts, but it doesn't matter. I put glue on everything, and the bits that touch the die cuts will obviously stick, and then the bits that don't, it doesn't really matter anyways because that glue will just dry and it's not going to touch anything. Now I wanted my leaves to kind of pop up out of that frame, so I'm putting some foam tape just on the top of the leaves, and then I'm going to add some liquid adhesive along the bottoms of the leaves, and then that way it kind of gives that little bit of character, like it's kind of popping out just a tiny bit, but we're not getting too much dimension going on that I couldn't put it in an envelope and post it if I wanted to. So I got my first set of leaves there, and then the other ones, the die cuts didn't pop out, and I actually liked that look more than kind of pushing out those die cuts, so I just sort of left them in. My cardstock is nice and thick, it's 350 GSM, so I just left those die cuts in there as they were, and again I did the exact same thing, popped some foam up on those end bits, and then put some liquid adhesive along the bottom. Now I will try and link all the products I used today in the description box. I'm not sure if the paints are still available or not. I will try and link them for you if they are. And I will link the tapes and glues, everything I use as well. So if you're looking for anything new in your stash or you want to recreate what I've created, it should all be down there. But do have a look at what you've got in your stash, because you probably have just what you need already there. So I'm finishing off my card now by adding my little birthday and my last little element. So I'm not really finishing it off. To kind of finish it off, I wanted to add some little bit of sparkle. So I've got these pops of color, and these ones are the clear with a bit of glitter in them. They're the same thing as like the Nuvo drops, but they're the scrapbook.com version, so they're slightly cheaper and easier to get a hold of at times. So I've added some of those dots on. They will dry completely clear and just have glitter on them. But that's it. That's the whole card finished. It took me a few minutes. I really enjoyed it. Got to play with all my paints. I hope you had a fun time with me tonight. And have a happy new year tomorrow. And we'll see you next week. Take care. Bye.